Taiwan plans to charge EVs by 2030, proposes new name for fuel fee. Jensen Huang's arrival in Taiwan sparks buzz, but only family appears. Teen girl killed by ex-boyfriend in Taichung during breakup meeting. US says, deal reached with China after trade talks. Trump plans to accept luxury 747 from Qatar to use as Air Force One. Poland accuses Russia of arson over 2024 shopping center fire. Weight loss drugs tested in head-to-head trial. Queen Elizabeth Memorial designs revealed.
Hello everyone, I'm Oceana. Thank you for joining us on Funday News. It is Tuesday, May 13th, International Hummus Day, and here are your top stories. In local news, Taiwan lawmakers are pushing to rename the fuel usage fee, saying it's outdated as EVs use electricity, not fuel. The Transport Ministry suggests calling it the Road Usage and Maintenance Fee and aims to start charging EVs by 2030 after a full review due in 2026. The current fee, based on engine size, brings in about 50 billion NTD annually. As EVs grow, rising from 200,000 in 2018 to 880,000 in March, lawmakers say the system must be updated. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang is set to speak at Computex 2025 on May 19th. Media and fans gathered at Taipei Songshan Airport on May 12th, expecting his arrival. According to flight tracker data, a private jet from San Jose landed at 7:45 p.m., but only his wife and children appeared, sparking surprise. An 18-year-old vocational student was stabbed to death by her 24-year-old ex-boyfriend in Taichung on May 10th during a meeting to discuss their breakup and hand over a pet rat. The suspect then stabbed himself and was sent to the hospital. Police are investigating the fatal attack. And in global news, both China and the United States have said that they made progress during trade talks held in Switzerland. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent described the discussions as productive and constructive, while China's Vice Premier He Lifeng said the talks were in-depth and candid. The White House referred to the outcome as a trade deal but provided no further details. A joint statement with full information is expected on Monday.
I'm happy to report that we made substantial progress between the United States and China in the very important trade talks.
The pair were engaged in secretive, closed-door discussions all weekend, in the first meeting since U.S. President Donald Trump levied steep tariffs against China in January. The huge tariffs caused turmoil in financial markets and sparked fears of a global recession. Stocks in mainland China and Hong Kong were making gains on Monday morning. The Shanghai Composite Index was about 0.4% higher, while the Hang Seng was up by almost 0.7%. U.S. stock futures were sharply higher. Futures are contracts to buy or sell an underlying asset at a future date and serve as an indication of how markets may trade when they open. The Chinese currency, the yuan, also strengthened against the U.S. dollar.
According to a source briefed on the matter, U.S. President Donald Trump's administration intends to accept a Boeing 747-8 plane as a gift from the Qatari royal family, which would be outfitted to serve as Air Force One. The source said the luxury plane, which would be one of the most valuable gifts ever received by the U.S. government, would eventually be donated to Trump's presidential library after he leaves office. A new commercial 747-8 costs approximately $400 million.
Democrats and good government advocates said it was unethical and likely unconstitutional for Qatar to make such a gift. Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer wrote on X, "Nothing says, America first, like Air Force One, brought to you by Qatar. It's not just bribery, it's premium foreign influence with extra legroom." White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said in a statement, "Any gift given by a foreign government is always accepted in full compliance with all applicable laws." President Trump's administration is committed to full transparency. A Qatari spokesperson, Ali Al-Ansari, told the New York Times that the possible transfer of the aircraft was still under consideration and no decision has been made.
Poland has accused Russian intelligence services of orchestrating a massive fire that nearly completely destroyed a shopping center in the capital Warsaw last year. In a post on X, Prime Minister Donald Tusk said Poland knows for sure that the blaze at the Marywilska shopping center was caused by arson, ordered by the Russian special services. Tusk added that some of those responsible are already in custody, while all the others alleged to have been involved have been identified and are being searched for.
Moscow has not commented on the allegations but has previously denied accusations of sabotage in Europe. The fire in May 2024 destroyed 1,400 small businesses, with many of the staff being members of Warsaw's Vietnamese community. Poland carried out a year-long investigation into the incident, which has now concluded that the fire was organized by an unnamed person in Russia. A joint statement by Poland's Justice and Interior ministers said the actions of those in custody were organized and directed by a specific person residing in the Russian Federation. The two ministries added that they were cooperating with Lithuania, where some of the perpetrators also carried out acts of diversion.
The first head-to-head trial of two blockbuster weight loss drugs has shown that Mounjaro is more effective than rival Wegovy. Both drugs lead to substantial weight loss, but Mounjaro's 20% weight reduction after 72 weeks of treatment exceeded the 14% seen with Wegovy. Researchers who led the trial said both drugs have a role, but Mounjaro may help those with the most weight to lose. Both drugs trick the brain into making you feel full, so you eat less and instead burn fat stored in the body. But subtle differences in how they work may explain the difference in effectiveness.
Wegovy, also known as semaglutide, mimics a hormone released by the body after a meal to activate one appetite-regulating pathway in the brain. Mounjaro, or tirzepatide, activates two. The trial, which was funded by Eli Lilly, involved 750 obese participants with an average weight of 113 kilograms. They were asked to take the highest dose they could tolerate of one of the two drugs. 32% of them lost a quarter of their body weight on Mounjaro, compared to 16% on Wegovy. Those on Mounjaro lost an average of 18 centimeters from their waistlines, compared with 13 centimeters on Wegovy. Mounjaro users also showed better blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol levels. Both drugs had similar levels of side effects. Women tended to lose more weight than men.
A pair of gently curved bridges, a bronze oak tree, and a lily pad-inspired walkway are among the standout features of 5 shortlisted designs for Queen Elizabeth II's official memorial site in central London. The National Memorial will be built in St. James Park near Buckingham Palace. The finalists, unveiled on Wednesday, include some of the UK's most prominent architecture firms, including Foster & Partners, the designers of London's City Hall and 30 St. Mary Axe, and Heatherwick Studio, the firm behind New York City's Vessel structure.
According to a press release, a panel from the Queen Elizabeth Memorial Committee, which was jointly established by the British government and the royal household, will announce the winning proposal this summer. The memorial is expected to be unveiled in 2026, marking what would have been the late Queen's centenary. The design brief called for an emotionally powerful place that celebrates Elizabeth II's extraordinary life of service while providing the public with a space for reflection. The public can view the finalists' designs as part of an online exhibition and provide feedback until May 19th.
The answer for yesterday was C, flourish. The arts flourish in cities with vibrant cultural scenes. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. U.S. says deal reached with China after trade talks. Number 1, turmoil, 混乱, 动荡. The country was in turmoil after the sudden political crisis. Number 2, be engaged in, 从事于, 参与. The company is engaged in research to develop new technologies. Number 3, steep, 昂贵的. The prices at that restaurant are really steep, especially for a casual meal. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section, and the correct answer will be announced tomorrow. Hummus is an Eastern Mediterranean and Egyptian food. It may come in the form of a dip or a spread made from cooked, mashed chickpeas or other beans, and then blended with tahini, olive oil, lemon juice, salt, and garlic. Many cuisine-related sources describe hummus as an ancient food, and they sometimes also connect it to a famous historical figure such as Saladin, who was a well-known Muslim leader in the 12th century. And that's all for today's Funday News. Be sure to tune into Funday News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free. I'm your host, Oceana, and I'll see you next time.